Namaste everybody. Thank you so much for joining me this wonderful Sunday morning. It's a pleasure for me to be here and serve you all through the wonderful gifts of yoga. My name is Jaskaran Singh Dhillon. I'm a certified Ayurvedic practitioner, yoga teacher, and massage therapist. Today, we're going to be dealing with focusing on improving our thyroid health. This practice will really help in terms of balancing our metabolism, improving our energetic flow within our throat, as well as improving circulation throughout the whole entire body. And it also brings a sense of alertness and focus as we are, in a way, sort of waking up the thyroid gland in our body. So before we head into this practice, it's important to take the proper precautions. If you are feeling uneasy or uncomfortable in any of the poses, feel free to skip out on them at any time. Instead, it's probably better you come into simple Shavasana or any other pose of your liking during that time period where you are feeling uncomfortable. And then it's just important to remain aware of your own body's needs and go according to what your body is trying to communicate to you in order to prevent any further injury or harm. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and start our practice today. We'll begin by closing our eyes and with a short invocation, sitting up nice and tall from the base of the spine, lengthening up. Bring the shoulders up and back as you roll them back. Slightly tuck the chin in. And imagine there's a string being pulled from the top of the crown to the ceiling. Slight smile on the face. Remember, we're going to be connecting with our inner and outer smile today as we are relishing in the feelings of energy moving through and within us in every way. And as we begin, we'll take on the next inhale, go ahead and bring your hands and palms together at chest center. Take a nice long inhalation in through the nose and exhale out the nose. And after the next inhalation, we'll go ahead and begin to thank our spirit guides or our teachers for helping us in our practice. We're going to thank the source and energy from which we are able to accomplish all of these breathing exercises and yoga postures. So thanking that energy for being there with us today and for guiding us in our yoga journey. Thank you. And we'll go ahead and slowly open the eyes, bring our hands back down onto our knees. We will go ahead and do a couple of pranayamas or breathing exercises to begin before heading into a short warm-up for our body, and then we'll head into our yoga practice. So the first pranayama is going to be Ujjayi pranayama, which is a great pranayama in order to wake up the parathyroid, thyroid glands, as well as activating the thymus and the pineal gland in the body. This will also help to give strength and to just our overall physical body, as well as release deep-seated emotions in our mental body. So this will really help to clear out a lot on many levels, as well as provide that good energy within our throat area. So we're gonna go ahead, I'll demonstrate how to do this first before we go ahead and do this practice together. So bringing our right hand into bending it at the right elbow, bringing it over onto our right side of the body, bringing our hand palm facing outwards. On the inhale, we're gonna take a nice long inhalation in, and at the same time, we're gonna make this sound at the back of our throat, almost like a conch type of sound that you would hear. So it would sound something like this. So that's coming from the back of the throat, mouth stays closed, and you're just trying to make that sound. And then on the exhalation, you're going to go ahead and bring your hand and palm down to your face. You're going to close your right nostril with your right thumb, and you're going to exhale out strong from the left. So the whole thing will look something like this. So that was just one round right there of me doing one Ujjayi pranayama, starting with the inhalation, bringing it up, and exhaling out through the left nostril. So we'll go ahead and do one round of 7 Ujjayi pranayama at this time, just to begin. You can either keep your eyes open and fixated on a point in front of you, or you can go ahead and close the eyes, whichever feels most comfortable to you. I prefer to keep my eyes open and fixated, just so that I can build more focus within myself. So at this time, go ahead and start whenever you're ready. Keep your eyes open or closed, and begin at your own pace. Excellent. Go ahead and bring your right hand down on top of your knee, and then close your eyes if they haven't been already. And we'll just wait in between both our sets of breathing exercises. At first, it may seem that the breath doesn't want to come into the body. That's perfectly okay. Just allow it to naturally come back in whenever it chooses to do so. Don't force the breath back in. Just allow, and see how long you can actually stay there in the gap between taking a breath. Keep the face, head, and the neck relaxed, still sitting up nice and tall with a good posture in the back and base of the spine. Relax here in this moment and in this gap. Pay attention to how your body's starting to feel, whether you feel a little lighter and clearer in mind, perhaps feeling a little more that energetic buzz within the throat area, a very slight yet subtle sensation. Just notice. Excellent. Go ahead and open the eyes once again. We'll do one more round of Ujjayi pranayama, one more round of 7. Begin at your own pace, and feel free to keep your eyes open or closed. Again, go ahead and bring your hand back down onto the knee. Close the eyes if they haven't been so already. And see how long you can stay here in this gap between taking a breath, then naturally allowing the breath to come back into the body. And we'll just stay here for about 30 seconds or so, just paying attention to how our body is starting to feel. And slowly open the eyes very gently. Great job, everybody. We'll be ending with our second pranayama of the day called Udgit Pranayama. This is also called the Divine Song. And the sound of Udgit is going to help stimulate different pathways of sound traveling within our body in order to unfold the inner pharmacy, stimulating and allowing for the release of hormones such as serotonin, melatonin, ACTH, and dopamine. So this really helps to regulate our hormones within our body and really balances our biochemistry in the brain, helping us to feel more relaxed, calm, naturally, and we'll be able to start to regulate those different neurotransmitters within at our will. So we'll go ahead and I'll show you how to demonstrate how to do this first before we go ahead and do this practice together. So with Udgit, we can practice this by doing any sort of mantra that is best suitable for us. So it doesn't have to be the one that I'm picking out today, but just for the sake of being a very concise mantra, we'll be picking the mantra Hari Om in order to do today's practice. But you can feel free to do whatever mantra it is. It's really up to your choosing. If you feel like you're called for another one, that's totally up to you. So going ahead and taking a nice long inhalation in through the nose. And on the exhale, we're going to start to say the mantra Hari Om out loud. And we're going to go ahead and start by bringing the chin down to our chest on the Hari. And then as we say Om, we're going to go ahead and bring our chin up, back to neutral in front of us, and then bring our head all the way up to the ceiling or as high as we can go, and then bring our chin back down to neutral. So I'll go ahead and show you how this looks like one time and how it sounds like as well. Hari Om. So that's one round of Hari Om, or the Udgit Pranayama. And we'll go ahead and do one round of 8 now at this time, beginning by taking that nice long inhalation in and then exhaling and starting to say the mantra and rolling our head down first and then bringing it up and then coming into neutral. And then as you repeat, you'll start going in that same repetitive motion. So sit up nice and tall, take a nice long inhalation in, feel free to close the eyes and begin. Hari Om. Hari Om. And keep the eyes closed yet again, allowing yourself to feel in between both sets of breaths. Allowing the breath to naturally come back in whenever it's ready to do so. Otherwise, just sitting here and staying in the silence. Notice how clear you're feeling within the head space. Sense of relaxation coming over you. Excellent. Go ahead and slowly open the eyes yet again. Great job, everybody. We'll go ahead into our slight warm-up of the day, and then we'll go ahead and come into our practice. So just sitting in a nice tall posture, we'll take a nice long inhalation in. Exhale, go ahead and twist and turn the torso up to the right side, bringing your left hand on the outside of the right knee. As you exhale, bring your right hand back behind you. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, go ahead and twist and turn the opposite side. Left hand comes back, right arm to right or to left knee. And just go ahead and repeat this motion. Inhale, come back in. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, coming center. Exhale, twisting to the left. And inhale, come back center. Great job. Bring the hands out in front of us, interlocking the fingers, palms facing out. Exhale as you bring your both hands out in front. Inhale, go ahead and raise them up. Exhale, go ahead and bring them back down. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, bring them back down. Last time, inhale up. And exhale, go ahead and bring them down. Great job letting go of both hands. Bringing the chin down to the chest. And bringing it, coming back into neutral. And looking up to the ceiling. And coming down. Then going down all the way into the chest. And repeating the following pattern. Bringing yourself up and down. One last time on each side. And as you come back into neutral, we'll go ahead and switch over into looking to the left. And coming back to center and looking right as we twist the neck very gently. Inhale, center, exhale, look to each side. Remember to keep that inner and outer smile going within us today. Connecting with our heart center as we move in and out of each practice. Excellent. Coming back to neutral, we'll go ahead and bring our right ear down to our right shoulder. Then bringing it back up. Same thing on the other side, left ear to left shoulder. Repeating the pattern as you Gently make your way in and out of the neck movements. Excellent. Go ahead and bring your chin down to your chest. We're going to do some neck rolls here, rolling our neck over and around the right, the left shoulder, bringing it back, and then bringing it across from the right shoulder back to center. Then going the opposite way, retracing your steps. One more time on the other side, opposite way yet again, starting with how we started, and then bringing it back once you come back to center. Excellent, and then look up to neutral whenever you come back and finish your last little circle. Bring your hands onto your shoulders. Roll the shoulders as you bring and tuck, keeping your hands on your shoulders, tucking the elbows in as you roll your shoulders up and back. Excellent. Going the opposite way, coming and bringing them forward. Relaxing. The shoulders here as you bring them up in front. Bringing your chest out as you bring your hands on your shoulders and slightly tuck the elbows back in. And then bring them back out, opening the chest. Exhale, go ahead and bring them in. Inhale out. Exhale, go ahead and in. This really helps to wake up that chest area, waking up the upper body. Go ahead and release the hands back down. Great job. Left hand comes down to the left side, and taking a nice long inhalation, drop down onto the left forearm as much as you can. As you inhale and bring your right arm up and stretch out the right side body. Exhale, go ahead and switch over onto the opposite side. Right hand comes down, coming down the forearm. Inhaling in, bring our left forearm up, stretching over the left side body. And then repeating as you exhale down, going the opposite side. Excellent. Going ahead and interlacing bringing the right arm underneath the left, bringing both palms together and just holding them in a fist. And gently release. Going the opposite way, the left arm comes underneath the right arm this time, and then interlocking the fingers, holding it for a second, and letting go. Great. Now bringing ourselves and just our shoulders up to our ears, and slightly releasing them down. One more time. And down. Again, up. And down. One more time. And down. Great job, everybody. And we'll come into one standing pose, just a nice warm up of just bringing ourselves into a small forward bend. So bringing the feet together, slightly bending the knees, taking a nice long inhalation in, rise your hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, go ahead and bring your hands down. In from the hips, come down all the way. So you look at the ground in front of you. Hands come to either sides of the feet. Slight micro bend here in the knees. And then you can just bring your hands to either elbow and shake here gently to either side. And just let your hands hang down. As you notice the legs, the muscles of the thighs and the hamstrings being warmed up as you wake them up. Go ahead and come back into a standing position, bringing your right knee up gently as you balance onto your left foot. And then exhale, go ahead and release that leg down. Gently bring your weight onto your right foot. Bring the left foot up. And gently release that down as well. Great job. Now that we've done and finished our warm-ups, we'll go ahead and begin with our practices of the day. So we'll start with a nice easy one. Coming over onto one side of our mat. We gently come onto our bellies here as we come into Cobra pose. So we can go ahead and bring both arms out tuck the arms in to either side. Hands are going to come right underneath the shoulders. So our elbows are not going to point out, rather the elbows are going to tuck in. And as we're in this position, coming down onto the mat, nose very close to the floor, we're just going to take a nice long inhalation in, raising our chest up ever so slightly. Feeling this pose right here for a second or so, and then releasing and exhaling down. Coming down onto the mat. Go ahead and do this a couple of times. So take a nice long inhale in, and come up. Exhale, go ahead and release down. Inhale in one more time. Broadening those shoulders and the chest up. And exhale, go ahead and release your hands down, your head down. Great. Now we'll come up and raise ourselves into tabletop position. Just going to slowly move our hips side to side. Just warming up our spine and our tailbone. Excellent. Now we'll go ahead and bring ourselves back, sitting into a comfortable position behind. We'll bring our legs out in front of us, straightening them out. Gently place the hands down to either side of the knees. We're going to go ahead and bend both knees so that our feet are firmly planted onto the floor. On the next inhalation, we're going to slowly raise one leg at a time. The left leg will bring it out in front of us first. On the inhalation, go ahead and raise it up slightly, then bring it back down. Again, bringing it up slightly and back down. Then switch over onto the other leg. Inhale, bring the right leg up, and then exhale, back down. Inhale, up, and back down. Now this time, you can go ahead and try to bring both legs out in front of you. Then bring the right leg up and back down. Then bring the left leg up and back down. Then one more time on each side, right leg up and down. And then the left leg up and down. This is really going to just help us to prepare for our next pose, which is boat pose. in order for us to warm up our legs and get comfortable in the position of getting our legs up, away, out from the floor underneath. So, starting here, we're going to gently bring and bend both knees. Now, if you feel comfortable, you can go ahead and do both legs out at a time, or just keep one knee and leg up. So we'll have the option of either staying like this with one leg, or you can go ahead and raise both legs up as well. And then try to straighten out yourself into a V, straightening out both of your legs if you can, and focusing on bringing your chin down to your chest. And then if the hands can come out to either side, that's good as well. Really focus on bringing strength and balance to the core. Staying here for a second or so. Again, you'll have the option of either being like this if you're just doing one leg. And then gently relax. Coming out of the pose, bring your hands down to your knees to relax the abdomen. Bring your forehead down to your knees as well. This can really help to give your abdomen and belly some rest in between. Hands can come down to both toes, underneath as well. And inhale, go ahead and rise up. We'll go ahead and do both poses one more time. Again, you can bend the left knee, or whichever knee you were doing the opposite side with, and bring the opposite leg up and just stay there in that position. Or you can go ahead and bring both legs up at the same time. Bring the arms out to either side, straightening the arms and the legs as much as possible, and holding here for about 10 seconds. And again, going ahead and bringing your heads back to your knees. And bring your head down. 2. And coming back up finally. Feeling that relaxation. Great job, everybody. That is a little tough pose to begin with, but with practice, it gets easier and easier. So we'll come down onto our backs now, coming for a bridge pose. So just take a second here to connect the breath with the belly. As your belly moves up and down, notice the breathing pattern. Start to relax the belly a little more as you breathe in and out, since we had done our last pose, which placed a little more strain on the abdominal muscles. Relax. Excellent. Going ahead and as we bend our knees here, we'll go ahead and slightly tuck our tailbone in to the navel into our tailbone, and the tailbone into the ground, as we slowly start to bring our lower body up away from the floor. So our hips are going to come up slightly, elevate up, and then the rest of our upper body and the spine is also going to make its way up away from the floor. So first, it's going to be that tucking in, navel into the spine. Gently, as we do this, we're going to push up with our hips. So we're going to gently come up off the floor, raising up one vertebrae at a time. Go at a slow, even, and steady pace until you make this bridge with your own body and you bring your chin to your chest. Excellent. When you found this position, feet are firmly planted into the floor. Go ahead and bring your hands underneath the body. You can go ahead and interlock both fingers and bring both arms straightened out in front of you. And you can hold this pose here. Or you can keep your hands out to either side, whatever feels best. Breathe in and out. Exhale. And bring your hands out to either side if they're underneath. Gently release and make your way back down, retracing your steps, bringing one vertebrae down at a time until your tailbone comes down all the way. Great job. Place one hand on the belly. Just breathe into your belly yet again. Excellent. We'll go ahead and do this one more time. The next inhale, bringing and tucking that tailbone in. Navel draws to the spine. And slowly bringing yourself up. Your hips come up, one vertebrae at a time, until you come into that bridge yet again. Chin comes down to the chest. See if you can go up just a little higher than last time. And arms and fingers either interlocked or to the either side. Breathe in and out from the belly. And exhale, go ahead and release the hands out to either side and slowly start to bring one vertebrae down at a time until you can retrace and bring your tailbone back down. Excellent. Go ahead and bring your hands to your knees. Slightly hug the knees in. Then slowly bring your knees up and then back down into a gently rocking position. Just warming up and relaxing the back since you brought it up in the last pose. And then slowly raising yourself up into a seated position. Great job, everybody. Now we'll go ahead and head in to another pose for camel before finishing with a couple of poses. So again, coming over onto one side, we'll come up onto our knees for this one. Hands come on the back side of our thighs. Take a nice long inhalation in through the nose. Exhale, you can go ahead and slightly dip, bring your chin down to your chest. Then you can just watch me first before we go ahead and do this together. We're going to exhale out as we bring it back down here. And then slightly inhale as we inhale in and bring ourselves back. We're going to look behind us to the back wall. And either we can hold it there or just for a slight second or so, then we can go ahead and bring ourselves back into a neutral position looking out in front. So it's going to have, you can either do this by looking back for a couple of seconds, or you can just go ahead and come into repetitive movements like this as well. So you can exhale as you look down, inhale as you look back, and then gently bring yourself back right away without holding it there for a few seconds, and then coming and repeating that pattern. So whatever feels more comfortable to you. It could be harder to stay in the pose for a few seconds there, so people might be going with option 2. Whatever feels most comfortable. We'll go ahead and do, if you're staying there for some time, wait for a maximum of 5 to 10 seconds. If not, you can go ahead and just do maybe 3 to 4 repetitions as you bring yourself back and forward. Try to see what feels best for you. And we'll go ahead and begin at this time. Go at your own pace. Excellent. We're going to go into a slight child's pose here, bringing our hands out. Hips come onto our heels. Forehead comes down to the floor. Make sure the forehead is resting down somewhere onto the mat. And relax here. And on the next inhalation, go ahead and raise yourself back up. We'll come into one more camel pose. This time it'll be a little bit easier since we've already done one repetition. Exhale out, bring yourself chin down to the chest, and then begin on the next inhale. Excellent job. Go ahead and relax yourself back down. Coming onto the back. We'll end with our shoulder stand and plow pose now, before finishing with our last shavasana for the day. So on the next inhalation, as we come down, making our way onto our back, we're going to slowly raise up one leg at a time. Then slowly bring your hands to your sacrum area, and slowly we're going to bring our legs up as we support both legs coming up with our elbows making their way into the mat, firmly planting and holding there for a second. Then gently, you might have to relax here into this. Going to make our way back down. So I'm going to need to slightly come forward more since my wall is right behind me. Going to slowly bring each leg down behind very gently. Into a plow pose. Try to straighten out both legs. Relax them down. Let's just see if you can just start to bring one leg up as the other one comes down. You have the balance to do though. Slowly just crisscrossing the legs, one on each side. First, you just have to make sure you have the proper balance. And then slowly bring both legs down yet again. Great job, everybody. And go ahead and slowly bring yourself down as you bring one vertebrae down very slowly and come out of the pose. Great job. Now we'll end with our favorite shavasana. So coming onto our back yet again, our feet and our hands are slowly going to come to either side, slightly away from either body. Take a nice long inhalation in through the nose and exhale out the mouth, letting everything go. We begin to integrate everything that we've done today. Start by relaxing the major muscle groups of the body. Starting off by relaxing our face, the head, and the neck. Further coming down into the upper body, the chest, and the upper back. Making our way down into our arms, relaxing them as well. The upper biceps and triceps, and then the forearms. Progressing to relaxing our wrists and our fingers. And finally relaxing our lower body, the low back, and the abdomen. Then relaxing our hips and our glutes. Then the thighs, the hamstrings, relaxing our knees, and finally relaxing the calves and the shins, as well as the ankles and the feet, and lastly relaxing the toes. Noticing how heavy your body's feeling as the entire weight drops down onto the floor behind you, sinking into the mat, just as if you were sinking into a fluffy bed that was able to carry your weight and have you sink in very well, just like a Tempur-Pedic bed would. Imagining how soft and how easy it is for you to just sink in. Letting all thoughts come and go, allowing our awareness to drift wherever it may need to. Just finding relaxation in the silence here as we listen to the sounds around us. Slowly bringing your awareness back to your body. Begin by waking up and wiggling the fingers and the toes, bringing your awareness back. Gently coming over onto our right side by flipping over. And then with the left hand, make your way up into a seated position. As you push your way up off the floor, coming into a seated position, keeping the eyes closed. Next inhale, bring the hands to prayer center in front of us. Thank you for joining, and we'll thank that energy and source which has provided us everything we are able to do today with our yoga practice. Thanking our teachers, our spirit guides, any guides that have helped us in practicing yoga. Thanking them now, yet again, for being there with us in every moment, being grateful. And lastly, go ahead and bring your hands back down, open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me today in this wonderful practice. I hope you enjoyed and gave a little more love to your thyroid and your throat. Join me again next week as I'll have another protocol in line for us to do together. Until then, I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your Sunday morning and have a great rest of your whole week. Namaste.